Welcome back to Orff on the Go with me, Miss Jennifer. How are you? Let's start with our hello song. Hello, hello, I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you're here today to sing, and play, and now we're on our way. And now we're on our way. Who's been outside to play? It's getting really warm outside. I'm curious to know what the weather is like where you are. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather today? Tell me, children, what's the weather? What's the weather today? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it cloudy out today? Tell me, children, what's the weather? What's the weather today? What's the weather? I heard somebody say sunny. Somebody said rainy. And what's that back there? Windy. It was a little bit windy around here too. And yes, you're right, there were clouds at times. Really was quite a mix. I have something to show you. What could this instrument be called? It has keys. Yes, it is also made of wood. Could it be something from the wood family? No. I'll give you a hint. These keys, and look at this, it's really fun. They can come off. What are they made of? I know, I haven't broken it, promise. They're allowed to come off. That's right, it's made of metal. It's from the metal family. I'm going to play you a song. I bet some of you might recognize this tune. What is that? Pretty catchy, I know. Oh, yes, Bear? Yeah, you're right. It's hot cross buns. That's exactly what it is. Did you recognize it too from home? Let's hear it again. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns. Now, how many notes does it have? Or rather, how many different pitches, how many different sounds does hot cross bun have? Hot cross buns. It has 3 different pitches. So it starts with our hot cross buns. That's right. Those are our 3 notes for hot cross buns. And in hot cross buns, we can practice some of our solfege. I'll bring these up so you can see the different handbells. So this one is our, do you remember that one? Mi, all we need for our song, Hot Cross Buns. Now let's give this a try and sing at the same time as practicing our solfege. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Very good. Now I want to play a little game with you. When you hear one of the handbells, I want you to hold out whether it's a mi or re or do. Are you ready? Here we go. Here's the first one. Now what is that one? Very good, I saw you. Mi. Next one. Do. Very good. Now last one. Hold up your hand. That's right. Re. Very good. That seemed too easy for you. I think that we're ready to do this with your eyes closed. Are you ready? Close your eyes. Okay, listen. Open your eyes. Did you hold up a do? Very good. Let's do it again. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Did you have me? Very good. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Ray. So good. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. That's why we're here to practice. Let's sing our Hot Cross Buns one more time. And this time, I'm going to play my metallophone and you can sing. Ready? Now this is your turn. Ready, sing. Those were such good singing voices. Very good. The thought of hot cross buns and fresh baked goodies always puts a smile on my face and a smile in my tummy. I want to read you a story about a smile that went around the world. I'm going to get nice and close, and here's your chance to go and get your favorite blankie or a stuffy to cuddle during story time. Are you feeling ready? Good. Me too. The smile that went around the world. This is a story about a smile that went around the world. Justin and his mother were on their way to a party. Justin held a big plate of cookies on his lap. Along the way, they passed the bike store, the park, and some people waiting for a bus. Then, at the next corner, Justin saw a group of people huddled in a doorway. They looked cold and sad. One of the men held a sign that said, "Please help, we are hungry." "Mommy, I wish we could give the cookies to those people. They are very hungry." His mother thought about it for a minute, then said, "You know, Justin, I think there will be enough food at the party. Yes, let's share the cookies." So she parked the car, walked over, and handed them a plate of cookies. Justin rolled down his window and yelled, "You're going to like these. They're rainbow sprinkled. My favorite kind." This made Justin smile and feel good inside. As Justin and his mom drove to the party, he felt so good that he waved and smiled at the people driving along the road. They all smiled and waved back. Then, in a big blue car, Justin saw a man who looked very unhappy. Rupert Price was going to the airport to catch a plane for a business trip to Hong Kong and was feeling very sad because he was leaving his family for 3 whole weeks. When Rupert Price saw Justin smiling and waving at him, that made him smile. By the time he got to the airport, he was feeling much better. Then, just as he got on the plane, he saw an old lady struggling with her luggage. Mrs. White was tired and alone, and a bit grumpy too. She was having trouble placing her heavy bag in the overhead bin, and no one even seemed to care. Then, suddenly, a nice young man with a smile jumped out of his seat and said, "I'll help you with that." It was Rupert Price. "Well, thank you ever so much," she said as they smiled at one another. "If there is anything else you need at all, ma'am, please tell me. I'll be sitting right across the aisle," Rupert said. During the flight, Mrs. White felt so relaxed, she even closed her eyes, smiled, and started dreaming of all the exciting things she was about to see on her first trip to China. She also dreamed of the yummy Chinese food. Each day of her trip, Mrs. White met new people and talked with them about her long and wonderful life. 2 of the people she talked to were Michael and Jennifer Barton, who had just gotten married. Mrs. White noticed that they looked sad because they'd had a bunch of silly arguments. When the Bartons sat next to Mrs. White on the tour bus one day, she smiled and told them about her husband Louis. "We were married for 51 years before he passed away last year, and we disagreed about things now and then, but we always gave each other a kiss and a smile after we talked about it." Michael and Jennifer Barton quietly looked at each other and smiled. take long for Justin's smile to spread faster and faster as it went to Rupert Price and Mrs. White and the Bartons and all the people that they all met after that. In fact, after the tour, everyone went home with a smile on their face. Now, the smile started spreading from person to person. In different countries, people were giving the smile to the next person, and then to the next person, and so on, and so on. It spread from people to their pets, who gave it to others by wagging their tail or purring. The smile reached teachers and presidents and police officers. It went to old people, young people, and in-between people. It went to churches and temples and sick people in hospitals. It went to people in big buildings and people in small farms, to people who were rich and to people who were poor. It even went to an astronaut in outer space. Justin's smile spread around and around and around the world, faster than you could ever imagine, until one day, something very interesting happened. Justin was playing on his new soccer team. His soccer team, well, he wasn't doing so well on his new soccer team. He started feeling sad about himself, like he was clumsy and useless, and not a very good player. Coach Martinez could see that Justin was unhappy. After the game, Coach smiled at Justin and asked if he would like to stay and work on his kicking. "Your mom said it would be okay if we stayed a little longer. Then I'll take you home." "Sure," said Justin. In a few minutes, Justin was already kicking the ball better and told the coach he couldn't wait until the next game. On the way to Justin's house, Coach Martinez and Justin started talking about stuff they liked to do. Justin said he'd like to ride his bike with his dad and shoot hoops with his mom. Then Justin asked the coach, "What do you like to do?" "I like to run, go to the beach with my family, and fly airplanes," Coach said. "Did you know that I'm a pilot and I fly planes all over the world?" Justin was amazed by this. "Wow, you really fly those big planes?" he asked. "Yes, and I also get to meet many people from many different countries. Just last week I flew to Hong Kong, and after we landed, a very nice old lady with a beautiful smile said that it was the best flight she'd ever had. That made me smile and feel good inside." What Justin didn't realize was that that very same smile he felt inside from giving the cookies away had now come back to him. You see, even though Justin never knew it, the smile that went around the world actually started in his very own heart. And he gave it to Rupert Price, who gave it to Mrs. White, who took it all the way to China. And Coach Martinez, who flew it back home and gave it to Justin when he needed it most. You never really know just how far your smile will go. When one comes your way, it may have traveled many thousands of miles and cheered millions of people along the way before it reached you. There is a smile on its way to you right now. A smile is what a happy heart looks like, and it doesn't need words to speak. It is a little bit of magic that is understood in every country of the world. Everyone has one, and everyone can give one, even babies. Perhaps the next smile you see went many, many times around the world. But even more amazing than that, just think how far your smile will go. And that is The Smile That Went Around the World by Patrick Karst and illustrated by Jana Christie. Thanks for singing and playing with me today. We sing goodbye, our time has come. We sing goodbye to everyone. We sing goodbye, this song will tell. You make music very well. I'll see you again.